What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Caro Emerald. Thank you again to Jim. And we're returning to her 2013 album, The Shocking Miss Emerald. And the next track is Paris, or Paris, as they say around those parts. It's a world-famous city with a long, illustrious history. I suppose in more recent times, it's especially well known for fashion and cuisine. Obviously, there are many heritage sites, lots of tourist destinations, as well as sporting teams and a number of other entertainments and attractions. But as I said, more than anything else, I think it is internationally seen as a particular locus of fashion and cuisine, so I do wonder whether this might relate to some of the characteristics for which Paris is more known. Perhaps it could just be the backdrop of a personal narrative. Maybe it could be a love letter to the city itself by someone who views it fondly and either lives there or has visited there. But given the way that Caro's tracks often have these emotionally complicated but cleverly written and intriguingly, what's the right word, sequence stories, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a fuller narrative beyond just the geographical location or even some of its cultural characteristics. So let's give it a listen. This is Caro Emerald. The track is Paris, or Paris, and it's from her 2013 album, The Shocking Miss Emerald.
Information spreads that I have left. For them, let it be an education. Those who cherish me will not let them forget. Where I am, I will stand alone. I don't need the money, I don't want for much. These two hands never will be known. I'd rather you not love me before you want too much.
The violin. She really is a singular artist. I absolutely love her material, and although the initial mind-blowing experience of that for me was more of the fast, dancey or jazzy type numbers, this slow, smooth, and sultry type of down-tempo track I think she does just as well. I feel like this is another one where you could see her singing this in a nightclub and sort of sauntering around in the aisles and singing different parts to different people. It's interesting lyrically what I picked up. It sounds like she was in Paris, like she was a fashion designer, but maybe right when she was getting like fame or money and attention, she wanted to get away from that. At the beginning she's talking about just being with mannequins, but she's talking about fabric still. She's saying she doesn't want the money and she doesn't need people's love. So it sounds like there's a bit of a disconnect between maybe eventually the popularity of her art, but she's more into that creative process itself. She doesn't just want the adulations, she maybe even wants to stay out of the spotlight. And I feel like this is maybe more directed at the public or the consuming public or the critics who comment on creative and fashion-based endeavors. But some of the lines feel like they could be more singularly directed to another person, like someone else who was in that world with them, whether that's a critic or maybe a former partner or maybe a love interest that didn't appreciate what they were doing for what it was and was like, oh, well, you got to get famous and you have to do more to get your name out there. So I feel like maybe it operates on multiple levels, but if I had to guess, it seems more directed at an entire subculture, which again seems to be related to fashion in Paris. But again, it sounds like she's either gone, because she's saying that like people who do appreciate what she did will certainly tell the people that she's talking to probably similar things to what she's saying. I like her like conviction, it feels like, in the vocal delivery, which is pretty mellow and restrained. It still feels like there's a lot of self-affirmation and a clear declaration of what she thinks and sees relative to what other people may feel and see. So yeah, I'm not quite sure how it all stitches together, but it does sound like she's setting herself apart from this world that she was seemingly a part of, maybe still is a part of, but not in the same place. And she's setting herself apart indeed, not only geographically, but seemingly ideologically or psycho-emotionally as well. I do think it has to do with the world of clothes and fashion, but in a personally spun narrative. I love the instrumental parts. I love, again, the little, like, not playful necessarily, but light and dancing type of piano. The violins, when they come in, fantastic. There's some woodwinds in there that give it some real character as well, and then just that smooth, mellow, down-tempo percussive beat. I think it just all comes together perfectly. So again, whether she's making more energetic and danceable, like big band type jazz tunes, or again a more sultry, almost seductive style jazz ballad, I guess, for lack of a better word, I just think she is on point no matter which sonic direction she's going. So Really loving this journey. Once again, shout out to Jim for sharing. Let me know what you think. And Luca, the horizontal cat, and I shall see you next time. Peace.